Why don't you come into our monster ball? Welcome to Monster Vault, where we rate the monsters by our list of highly scientific categories. I'm Ridley Stonebrook, and this is Crandall, my assistant.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back. This is the first of our series of werewolves.
Werewolves?
Are you excited?
I'm pissing myself. I'm so excited.
Yeah. And I've already done vampires and Frankensteins, and now we're moving on to werewolves, the universal werewolf.
Yes.
Where did you first hear about werewolves, Crandall?
It has always been a part of me.
It is. It's like one of those childhood
Yeah.
things.
Who knows? Who knows?
And while we were watching this, I was thinking, what was it like for people watching this movie who had never heard of a werewolf? Do you think that happened before the werewolf movie?
You're the one with the facts, my friend.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. It's The Wolfman, 1941, starring Lon Chaney Jr.
Oh, it is Junior?
Yes. I'm going to say it is, because that's not Lon Chaney. That's Lon Chaney Jr.
I have
You could tell by
no
looking at
idea.
him. You could tell. His dad bod and looking weird and doughy. But that, in the 40s, that was a leading man. And Claude Rains, who was incredibly short.
He's so small.
He's so short. He's like a foot and a half taller or shorter than the other guy.
I did not know. Poor tiny Claude Rains.
I know. He's a star.
Pick him up with one hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's got lots of charisma, though.
He does. He really sells it as the father. And, kills him at the end.
That's nice.
You don't have to worry about spoilers in a movie. It's like 60 years old.
Yeah, it's like 80 years old.
Yeah, it's old. It's up there. And housekeeping. Housekeeping.
It has come to my attention that I cannot do math in any way, even with a calculator. So all the total final scores that I've ever given or ever shall give are an approximation.
Yeah, so the official scores are all on the website now at spookyroomproductions.com with a plural, spookyroomproductions.com.
Yeah, don't fuck it up.
Follow the link and you'll find part of the scores there. The vampires will be going up soon. We want you to have a chance to listen to those, as the last one just came out for Halloween. And we are officially going monthly.
Woo!
I know, it's a big commitment. And if you want to keep up on when new episodes come out, you should be following this podcast in your favorite podcaster of choice. Or you can find me on Instagram under Ripley Stonebrook, Facebook under Spooky Room, or the website, spookyroomproductions.com.
With an S or with no S?
Productions.com.
I'll go there now.
Yeah, you can go there, find out all about that, and the citizens.
No, shut up. I'm going there now. I can't pay attention to what you're saying. I'm too busy accessing this incredible website.
That's right. The Concordia City of Tomorrow role-playing game is now out on DriveThruRPG, but you can find out all about that on spookyroomproductions.com.
One more thing, though.
Yes.
DeFeo's dead.
Who?
DeFeo.
Who's DeFeo?
The bad guy. The last one. Is this not DeFeo? Amityville?
Oh, when did he die?
Last year.
Oh, so it's not sudden.
No, well, he was very old.
I mean, it didn't happen like today.
No, but I didn't know that if you knew about it.
I didn't.
Well, I learned about it from our sister podcast, or shall I say brother podcast, Criminal Hijinks. They did some spooky episodes for Halloween. I fully suggest you go and check out Criminal Hijinks, the excellent, humorous criminal podcast. They did a spooky episode for Halloween, and I learned that DeFeo is dead.
Oh, that's not good.
That is all.
That's wild. Shall we get into the Wolfman?
Yes.
All right, we're ready to move on. So, you haven't seen the movie before. I saw it once a long time ago. What did you think of The Wolfman?
So.
Yeah, it's a solid, C?
Yeah.
Even though it's an hour long, it's not a jam-packed hour. There seems to be a lot of waffling around.
Yes.
Yeah. There's not much to talk about. He goes and heads over to visit some, what they call gypsies in the movie, but we don't say that word anymore.
They said gypsies in that movie.
They did. We don't say that anymore.
What do you call them?
They're Romney now.
Oh, come on.
The
There's
Travelers.
more than one kind of... I thought Romney was just the UK or whatever.
No, that's the real thing for them.
Oh, okay.
No.
Wow, you learn something new every day. Like if you would go to our brother podcast, Criminal Hijinks, you would learn a lot about different criminal...
Are they paying you?
Non-spawn.
They're slipping you some money, aren't they?
Oh, I fucking wish.
So they visit them, and there's a fortune teller played by Bela Lugosi. His character's name is Bela.
Yes.
Which I don't know why. I don't know why they did that. Maybe they totally had him just there as a get a name in there to get people interested. Who knows? But there he is, and he is the Wolfman that ends up biting. Oh, what's his name?
Lon Chaney Jr.
Lon Chaney Jr. Or Mr. Talbot in the movie, I guess. But
Oh.
I'm just going to keep calling him Lon Chaney Jr.
Yes.
So he bites him during a visit. He turns into a wolfman, and then he starts running around, and they kill some people. And then his
Wait.
dad beats him to death with a stick.
Bela Lugosi turns into a wolf.
Yeah, Bela Lugosi is the wolfman that bites Lon Chaney Jr.
Yes.
Yes. And then Lon Chaney beats him to death with a stick, and then he gets beaten to death with a stick. Yep. And,
Horrifying.
it's really not a lot to the movie.
That is very frightening.
And they always try to make like the Universal monster pictures to be love stories, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna throw in a girl, and he loves her, and she doesn't care. He has a fiance.
He was, rapey.
Yeah, he was very forceful. He would not take no.
Yeah, that was. But I mean,
But he
that
didn't
was.
get handsy with her.
But that's how it went in the old times. I
Mhm.
suppose.
And plus, he was the rich lord, so he could do whatever he wanted. Let's get into the categories. Powers. Crandall, did you detect any powers that this werewolf had? Because I didn't. Walking on tippy toes.
Yeah, he walked on his toes a lot.
Tippy toe, tippy toe.
That was weird.
Mm-hmm. You'd see the woman tippy toe through the room, and then Wolfman tippy toe after her. It was not
terrifying.
not terrifying.
It was
at
so
all.
scary.
It was clearly a guy walking around on his tippy toes, going, "Ugh." And what did it sound like? A terrier instead of a wolf. And they would always have the
they'd be
wolf
like,
growls. It's weird. It made as much sense as armadillos and Dracula. So I'm going to give him a 0 for powers.
0.
Yeah, well, it didn't even seem to be very good at fighting because his dad was able to overpower him. The
that's
old
true.
man. So he didn't even have some sort of superhuman werewolf strength. I mean, he could bite you. They're like, oh, the throat was torn out. But
Well,
it's just like, well, I guess, but
I think that losing your humanity is a sort of superpower, and I do believe that when he went into his werewolf form, he lost his he didn't seem to have human thought.
mm-hmm.
So
literally, just he does transform. So therefore, he at least has a power.
yeah,
It's just not very useful.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with 0, but if you want to stay with 0,
I guess if someone could change color, we'd call that a power too. But just as useful as this one. Okay, I'll give it a 1.
A 1.
I'm giving it a 1.
I say 3.
All right, split the difference.
Fuck. It's 2.
It's 2.
Bar fighting.
Again, I not a good fighter.
Yeah, I
Overpowered by everyone that comes against him.
Yeah, an old man killed him. His dad, and he wasn't like a young dad or something.
And I mean, he's immune to bullets, and his wounds heal quickly, but it just didn't seem to matter at all. This werewolf seemed pitiful and sad.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Like if he had two people on him, that there's no way he could get out of it.
Like even when he got bit by that bear trap and he was completely unable to free himself, he just
And
rolled around crying.
And then he like fell asleep or something. I don't
Oh
know
yeah, and
what
then he
that
would
was.
like move his lips like he was doing like that. Woo, 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 woo. He just went to sleep.
That was fucking weird.
So bar fighting a 1. I mean, he can actually fight. So but not a 0 like a small child would be, but a 1. I give babies a 0.
You throw a baby into a bar fight.
That's a 0. That's a 0.
Come on, then I assume that like a 11-year-old would be a 1.
Well, if he's got a knife,
Wow.
he's running around at like groin level. that's
With a knife.
That's dangerous.
Oh my god. I guess you know what? I'm going 3 again
All
because
right.
he does have the animalistic drives that can make it easier for him to kill, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And like when he was caught in that trap, he was completely stymied, and I think a human being would understand that it was a trap. But anyway,
Yeah, and just instantly take it off.
and like he's got biting face and all that, as in he could, I don't know, use his face to bite people. All right, 2 next.
Weaknesses.
I mean, he didn't really have any weaknesses. I mean, it took silver to kill him, but a silver bullet would kill a man too.
Okay, so this is an actual 0. What about that gypsy lady that helps him?
Well, you know what? He does have a weakness in that when the full moon comes out, he has to transform and then cannot control himself. So I guess that is a weakness. Because he probably doesn't want to kill people, but he's like, oh no, now I have to. So I'll give it
Yeah.
a weakness of 8.
8?
Yes.
8 it is.
Pack size.
Well, in this movie, it's a 1. I mean, werewolves, you could
Yeah.
have a lot of werewolves, but maybe we'll see that in some later movies. But in this particular one, we got a pack size of 1.
It seems as though to increase the werewolf pack is not really a conscious option for the werewolf.
Mm.
Like, it's just if you happen to not die when attacked, then you will become a werewolf. So that is very weak. Did you say 1?
I said 1.
Sure, I'll agree with you. 1.
Spookiness.
This werewolf makeup, did you find it terrifying and spooky? His tippy-toe feet, his hairy palms, his
Furry ankles that he was horrified by.
he spent a lot of time staring at his legs.
He really didn't like
didn't
that.
very little reaction time to seeing his face.
Oh, and then you saw Lon Chaney Jr.'s actual feet, and his toes are, well, some of his toes are crooked.
Mhm.
Like a second toe is bending underneath his big, and I was like,
More horrifying than the final wolf feet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because at least all those toes are straight. What are we talking about?
Spookiness.
Okay.
I'm gonna. It just it came off so badly. Like it really had a terrier look to it. Spookiness of a human that's changed into something else. 1.
Okay, I now have to think about it in my wise, where I say, if this was a real thing and I knew it was out there, would I be frightened?
Like if you have to think about in real life, not just watching the movie. How
I
scared
would
you were.
be scared, but I do feel like, as with, it's like he kills people who's kind of in his path. So I don't feel like he would necessarily hunt for me. And something that you didn't mention is that they see what they call a pentagram on the hand of their next victim, but that
It's
didn't
really
really
just a
always
star,
work.
and yeah,
And
it
then
didn't always happen.
So I don't know. So I feel like if I just avoided the werewolf person, then I would be all right. Not very scary. 2.
Mhm.
This is awful. Did you say 1 again?
I did.
Jesus.
This thing is weak and sad.
1.5.
It's just not impressive. The Wolfman really is near the end of their run. We're in 41. We've already done Dracula, and Frankenstein has already come out, and it really feels like they're dragging the bottom of the barrel.
Not great.
Not great.
Kill factor.
Well, come on. Like, the whole time you're watching this movie, you're like, I wish I was watching The Golem.
I feel like I laughed at one of the kills, and usually that's how I determine if kill factor is a good score. But I don't remember. I think it might have just been when he was hitting Bela Lugosi on the head. Maybe I was laughing at that. No, it was when Bela was the werewolf and he bit him and he was like a dog head puppet. It was very
Oh my
bad.
God, yes, that was funny.
That was funny.
It was literally... It was literally Junior fighting with a hand puppet of a dog.
Yes, but it was very brief.
That he was controlling himself. That was coming up from behind the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot all about that. That was terrible.
I guess that was not Lon Chaney Jr. You know, and I think he was the main werewolf in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, yeah. So technically, yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a 1.
Mm-hmm. 1.
Oh my God, this is the worst.
This is
score.
this is a pitiful score.
He's gonna have like a.
I've never seen anything this sad.
terrible.
Well, Lon Chaney Jr.
God.
There's a reason we're not so into him.
Okay, Sean.
I mean, this might be the only score that goes high, except that right in the movie they say, around Talbot Castle, this legend still persists.
Yeah.
So they're already locking it in, and that everyone in the village knows this rhyme, but it seems to be something that only people from this village know. The movie kind of locks it into only being around here.
And they didn't really. I mean, okay, the only 2 werewolves in this movie were Bela Lugosi and Lon Chaney Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Bela Lugosi's dead. Lon Chaney Jr. He's dead.
Is also dead.
And I mean, I assume logically that there's got to be more, but it's not said. So I mean, and this only pertains to the location because if there's none there, if there's none left, then
Yes.
and I'm totally safe.
Mm-hmm. No insinuation that they're anywhere else.
But if you just take it as, can it travel the world? Can it move wherever it wants to? Yes.
Yeah, it gets a couple points for that.
It
I'd give it a
could.
2.
I'm going to say like 4.
Mm-hmm. That's because you pity Lon Chaney Jr.
Oh,
and his sad Wolfman.
No,
That is a
never.
pity 4.
No.
So split the difference 3.
3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a hard one for Lon Chaney Jr.
Would you fuck it?
Would you fuck the Wolfman?
No.
No. No, it's the mincing about on your tippy toes.
Look, in his human form, he seemed callow and weak.
Mm-hmm.
In his animal form, he seemed way too animal. It would literally be like fucking a dog.
Yeah.
And that is not something that I'm in any way interested in.
And he seemed like he'd still be bad at it.
Even though generally if something is basically humanoid, I would give it a point. His human form is repulsive to me sexually, and his animal form is too animal. So I'm actually going to say 0. There's no freak. But then you think in his human form, even though he's milquetoast, not really anything good going on there, that I don't know.
But we are talking about the werewolf.
Then no, okay.
Yeah.
0.
Zero.
This is my
No, the
first.
0.
Fuck it. 0. Is it? No, I think I must have said no to
You
Anthony.
must have said no to Anthony.
If you don't know
We
what we're
might have to
talking
check the
about,
scores.
go back and listen. That was in the Frankenstein series,
Episode 4.
episode 4, and listen, and then you'll know who Anthony is. But anyway, so I guess this is my second 0.
Mm-hmm. And I'm throwing it in there too, just because. Oh my God.
Another 0?
Yeah, big time.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
0.
This
No.
monster is not even great as a makeup. No one should be glad about creating this thing. Everyone involved should
Okay.
be very sad.
Well, but you brought up earlier that if this was the world's introduction, movie-wise or pop culture wise, to werewolves, does that not give it some weightiness, some value?
It gives the movie value, but not the Wolfman. I'm not giving them anything for being number one. You could still do a better job.
All right.
And if we're going to go on to the next section of lame parts, I think we've just done that for the entire episode. Is there any other huge standouts that are pretty good?
Wait, I'm trying to do this math.
Oh, she's figuring out the final score.
Yeah, which means it's not fucking right because I'm an idiot.
It's a lot of complicated numbers. And
You know
during
what?
that first couple of seasons, we were drinking a lot while we would record these episodes. But now that we're on the monthly track, we're solid.
I don't know about you. I'm still
professional.
drinking. I'm probably more drunk right now than I've been in any other episode that
Oh my
we
goodness.
have recorded. But anyway, so this number is going to be completely accurate.
Yes. Yeah, I got no lame parts. Improvements would be write something for the story. Like when you watch the remake that they made not too long ago. It's not that bad. And it's like a classic 2-hour movie now. Where everything is 2 hours long and they managed to put some stuff in there.
No more 2-hour movies.
I know.
Unless you have something to say.
It's
okay?
a tight 90 is where it's at. Everyone knows it.
Everyone knows it.
Like the best thing about this movie is that walking stick. When they show it a couple times, you're like, oh my God. Remember that scene where they had all the swirly stuff moving around when he was putting it all together, what a werewolf was and the stick
Yeah.
and that he's a werewolf, and it just kept on showing flashing scenes. The only good part about that was the walking stick. That's a pretty good prop.
Yes.
And also £5. Was that how much you paid for it? £5? Or no, it was £3, 50, which would equal $15 American at the time.
And he was like, I don't want to pay that. She's like, bitch, it's silver.
It's silver. It was like £5 of silver on the end of that thing. Why was it so cheap for the silver alone? You'd think it would cost more.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was £3 sterling.
You know, maybe you're
literally
just,
£3.
maybe you're just getting ripped off all the time on your cane purchases.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I have been ripped off a lot of my cane purchases.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I wasn't buying silver. Oh, and that's why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes together now.
So yeah, a good prop if they were selling, reasonably priced replicas for $15.
Oh, would
I
you
would
buy
pay
that?
For $15, I would.
How much would you pay? $50? 50?
I mean, no.
What? It's
I mean-
a cane with silver at the top, dude.
I mean, it's cool looking, but that's a lot of money.
But then you could pretend that you were Claude Rains and you could beat someone to
Yes,
death.
I'd far rather pretend to be Claude Rains than,
Oh, fuck yeah.
than Junior.
Claude Rains is a very charming individual.
I know. I want to see more stuff with Claude Rains in it.
Yeah, I've only
Mhm.
seen 3 movies with Claude Rains in it now. He must have done much more than that.
Oh, he must have. He must have done more things than just these horror movies.
Oh, I think I saw him in a noir and, of course, Casablanca.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
He's amazing at Casablanca. Oh, everyone's amazing at Casablanca. Come on.
Yeah. Who's he in Casablanca again?
He was the policeman. And at the end, he's like, Rick's like, yeah, this is a beautiful start of a beautiful friendship. He was talking to Claude Rains.
Yes. There we go. That is a good movie.
Oh, it's the best movie.
All right. We're coming up on it.
Final score.
The
What is the final
estimated final score
Mhm. It's got to be weak.
is 18.5, which is pathetic.
Like, honestly, I think Dracula might have hit something close to that.
No, well, I think all the Draculas were at least a 20. But what the fuck do I know? Wait a minute.
We'll go
That's
back.
right. I have to look at the website. Just a second. Let me just look up Spooky Room Productions with an S.com to find the official final scores for all the...
Oh, no, we can't tell you because you have to go and
You
watch
have
the
to-
episodes.
I don't-
Or go
yeah.
to Spooky Room Productions.
I don't want to ruin it. Part of the fun of listening to this podcast is adding up the numbers yourself because of my absolute incompetence.
So final score of 18.
Yes.
So definitely not going to take on
18.5.
any of the winners of the past episodes.
Not yet, but who knows what the rest of the werewolves will bring.
I think we're going to have some good ones.
You do?
Well, better ones.
I don't even know. The only werewolf movie I can think of besides this is Teen Wolf, and I don't think we're doing
I think you're forgetting an
Teen
important
Wolf.
movie. Bum, 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 bum.
Werewolf?
Boom, 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 boom.
The fuck?
Werewolf in London.
Oh, shit.
Bum bum.
Okay.
Bum bum.
All right.
We'll see how good that one holds up because that's a solid movie, but maybe not a great werewolf. We'll find out. All right. I'm signing off now. This is Ripley Stonebrook.
Oh, wait. There's one more thing.
Oh, my God. What?
Don't forget to go and listen to Criminal Hijinks.
They are paying you.
I'm hoping after they hear this.
I get half of all that money.
I'm the one shilling. I'm the one who gets the shillings. Get it?
Ah.
I'm fucking hilarious.
Say goodnight, Crandall.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Why don't you come into our